Some people are just born to fight, I think. It's not that they're born brave. It's not that they're born strong. It's just that the universe has decided that this one will have grit and fire and steel in their blood. And it'll be tested, this cosmic metal of theirs. They'll face trial after trial, be broken and damaged in countless ways. But this one was born to fight. Maybe it's not the life they would have chosen. Maybe they'd love to lay down their arms.
We all come into the world with a measure, a certain measure. Every one of you has a different story. You might identify with some of each other, but as far as you're unique to you. Everything that you have, trauma, insecurities, wounds, talents, gifts, you have a certain measure of, right? Do you guys understand? The thing is that you're not supposed to leave this world with that same measure. You're actually supposed to grow it. I want you to lock that in, guys. I want you to lock that in. I want you to write that down. I want you to tattoo that on your mind. Every day, you should be building, growing, fertilizing, watering. You know, it's like if you were to grow muscle, if you stop working out, what's going to happen? You ain't going to have no more muscle. You have to keep going. You have to keep watering it. If you plant a tree and the tree, bears fruit and you eat all the fruit, but you don't continue to water it and you don't continue to treat it, it's not going to bear any more fruit. So this is like a daily thing. The thing that I'm trying to get at, guys, is this. Like, I just see a lot of people staying at the same level. The same level. It's crazy. You're 45, 55, 65, 75 at the same level. I mean, you name it. Spiritually, cool. Financially, damn, still the same level. Physically, still the same level. You should be leveling up. So, Coach V, what are your thoughts on that? Because this program is all about foundation. Like we're the rock, we're immovable. This is a place where you could always come and just be like, dang, like I'm coming to the well. I'm coming to the well to just really get re-energized, to like find that foundation again. Amazing. But like I was thinking, anybody who stopped the program, like truly like was like, I'm good, or think that they didn't need it, I like check up on them and I'm like, they never do good. And it's not because I like need them forever and ever. It's not even that. It's just like everybody needs a home. You need a community. And I know that we have the favor of God on the program, 100%. There's no doubt about it. There's things that I have not tried to do. There's things that I don't really put in work for, and it flourishes. I hope that makes sense. You guys got to look at things in your life that are like that too. But Coach V, what are your thoughts just on the first part that I said?
Yeah, I mean, I like the part about like where we come into the world with a certain amount of talents, or just the whole thing, or
Yeah, I mean, any of that.
yeah. Well, I think I think that we are what our program does is it gives people awareness, because I think one of the problems is like a lot of you weren't even aware that that was true before. Like that you came in, you have certain gifts, you have certain things, you have a certain measure inside of you that you carry, and that it is actually your responsibility to make it grow.
Mm-hmm.
I think though that the like how most of the world operates though is like very unaware. Like if something's not working, well, it's not my fault. Like it's
Mm,
that didn't work for me and that didn't work for me and this happened to me and play the victim. So and I think that's why a lot of people are immature even at the age that they are.
mhm,
But the moment that you become aware to it is really the moment that you become responsible for it. And so
mhm,
then the question is like, now that you are aware of it, what are you doing about it? So no matter if you are 25, 45, 65, now now that you're aware to it, now it's your responsibility to do something about it.
mhm. Absolutely. Like one of the questions that I want to ask you guys is, are you embracing your growth or are you trying to run away from it? You know, like, are you being responsible? Like, I feel like I'm speaking like a dad or something. Like, are you being responsible like for your own things, right? And I want to like really speak to some of you, to be honest with you, and I think I will. I think I'm going to. But before I do that, I want to. You guys have to know some of these stories, okay? Coach V, can you recite real quickly the parable of the talents? Every one of you should know this like the back of your hand. There's certain stories just in life, in the Bible, that are reflective to your life that you should know. It's not about what you got, it's about what you turn what you got into. It doesn't matter. I started out with very, very little. And there's people who had less than me who turned it into quite a lot. So the parable of the talents, Coach V, can you just recite that? Because it's good for everybody to know this Bible story.
Yeah. So there's quite a few parables that Jesus would say, like, so this is what the kingdom of heaven is like. And this is one of them. And he tells this parable, it's this story. And he said, there was a boss who had three employees, or a master who had three servants, however you want to translate that. Um, and he gave one of the employees 10 talents, which talents was a measure of money, and it was quite a lot of money, just FYI. I can't remember exactly, but it was a lot. So he gave one servant 10 talents, one servant 5 talents, and one servant 2 talents. And he said, I'm gonna go away and I'm gonna check up on you when I get back. And so he went away, and when he came back, he checked up on these servants to see what they had done. And the servant who had 10 talents invested it, doubled the money, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, dope. Good job. Here you get more." To the servant who he gave 5 to, same thing. They invested it, doubled their money, and he got more. To the servant he gave 2 talents to, uh, he he's like, so what'd you do with the money? And he's like, oh, well, I decided to hide it away. I was afraid like what would happen, if I, you know, since I know you're kind of strict. And to that servant, he like scolded. He was like, you did the stupidest thing you could have done. And he like shunned him away from him. And yeah, that's basically the story.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard that story? Come on now. Coach V, what you got? I mean, what is your takeaway from that story?
Um, I think it's an interesting story because I think um the point of the story to me is like it doesn't matter what you started with. You're only responsible for taking what you have and making use of it. There
Mhm.
it wasn't a problem that the guy who got two only got two. It's the problem that he held on to it and did nothing with it. And and that's really the point of the whole story is like it doesn't matter what you have, what are you doing with it? And I think you mentioned something the other day, Mike, when you were talking about what were we, like you were saying something like so and so um probably had the same opportunity as me. And I was saying to you, I'm like, they probably had more opportunity than you did and did less with it than you did. Because like I think it's really it kind of comes down to blame, really. Like, oh, I didn't get as much as that guy, so like I'm just gonna hold on to it. And if you think about it, like for you, like we all do that. So don't be like, oh yeah, that was a bad idea. He should have invested. No, 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 no. Like, hold on. Like, where do you do that? Because I know I do that in places too. Like, where are you holding back because you didn't get as much as the next guy?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so guys, everybody has a measure, but you cannot leave this world. You shouldn't leave the next 6 months with the same measure. Can we agree with that? A lot of you guys, pay attention, have been in the same spot, and I know why. There's a lot of reasons as to why. And I know last call we talked about like, what story are you telling yourself? What story do you need to let go of? What identity do you need to let go of? 100%. If you want to make money, if you want to be ripped, if you want to elevate in life, you're going to have to build. You're going to have to create a new story. I know I talked to some of you like one-on-one on the DMs, and I'm like, I see your level. You're still attached to, oh, I don't have time. I'm a mom. I got all this stuff to do. It's expensive. I have this, I have that. And I'm like, story, bad story, negative story, negative story, negative story. Or Ramon, like we talked, like nobody, people can't afford it. Negative story. It's just that story that you create is going to create your life. Remember this one. The vocabulary that you use creates your destiny. The vocabulary that you use creates your destiny. The vocabulary that you use creates your destiny. So, are the words that you're saying and the actions that you're doing, are they building you or breaking you? Are the words that you're saying and the actions that you're partaking in, are they building or breaking you? So check it out. As like a father, like I'm not a father. I'm not trying to say I'm a father. I'm saying like as God, like our father, he's going to discipline us. He's going to show us. The thing is are you listening though? Are you truly positioning your body are you positioning your body? Are you positioning your mind? Are you positioning your soul? Are you positioning your spirit to actually absorb it? Because the last thing that you want to do is keep getting taught the same lesson over and over and over and over and over, and then being like, damn, I finally get it. Most people never even get there. So, Coach V, I have a question real quick before I keep going. Are you guys feeling that? Does this make sense? Does this make sense, guys? Put in the chat. I want to know. I know for a fact that a lot of you guys have a lot of great things coming your way. I know for a fact that a lot of you guys have great blessings coming your way, miracles coming your way, like businesses, finances, but I know what you do. I know what you do. You block it. You 100% get in your own way. I'll give you an example. Today at the gym, Gilbert was talking to a new member, and the new member didn't want to put on no weight on the squat bar. And he's like, bro, you could do more. And he's totally doing it easy. And then as he puts on more weight, Gilbert's there telling him, yo, keep going, push it. And then what does the new guy do? He wants to rack it. And I think at one point or a week ago or 2 weeks ago, he racked it. That's like literally what do you think is going to happen when you push through those weights? You're going to get stronger, right? I'm talking in very simple terms, guys. Like this is right up your alley in terms of working out. That's why we're all there, to get bigger, to get stronger, to lose body fat. That weight right there, that weight, that's not the devil. That's not the devil. Hey, Gilbert telling that guy, keep going. That's not that weight on your back, that resistance. That is not the devil, motherfucker. I hate to say it like that, but you guys got to listen. You got to listen. And that's the part where I'm like, hey, look, God is actually trying to teach you. And that's why I said, as like a father, we have to recognize, damn. Like maybe God is actually trying to show me something because, hey, check it out. There's nothing that God is going to do that's going to break you down to make you worse. It's always to elevate you. Do you believe that? Some of you guys aren't listening. You're not listening. Straight up, you're not listening. Like, even if you get mad at your kids, or there's some resistance, there's some pain, don't think it's coming from the devil. It's probably coming from God, 100%. So this is, there's a story in the Cesar says pensamientos limitados. We just I learned that limiting beliefs. That's wild. I heard Gilbert say that today. That's wild. The personal development language in Spanish is pretty dope. But Coach V, pop in here real quick. Does that make sense?
It's so good. It's so good.
What you got?
Um,
Because I have more. I want you guys to really get this. You're you're really getting in your own way, and I see it with some of you. But I want to let Coach V talk.
yeah. Uh, um, what did you just say? You were saying the difference between
The devil and God. I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it was. Um, I think people give the devil way too much credit.
I
Really.
I
It's
agree.
what I think happens.
Mm.
Um, like unless you're making really, really big moves, like really big moves, the devil's probably leaving you alone. Like if we're being honest, like a lot of the resistance we face is just from life in general, from our own negative feelings, from our own past conditioning. Like and the thing is like God helps us through
Hold on. I don't know. Like some of you guys have to get your notebook out and literally write this stuff out. I don't know how you're making it without writing. It shows. It literally shows. Guys, you have to write things down. Like just a one-liner, a one word, anything. I don't know how you go through life without. I see David, he's writing. Tony's writing. Freaking Anthony's writing. Like, dude, do that, guys. It's up to you, whatever you want, but I would write.
Yeah. I write, guys, just so you know. I write. I literally will forget what coach said 5 minutes ago. We touch base after the call sometimes and he's like, "What was good?" And I'm like, "I don't remember. I have to go look at my notes." So I know if I don't remember, I know y'all don't remember. But no, like it's the reason why that's important is because like it's the you're gonna face those kinds of things like every single day. And that's what the program is for. It's to get you right, get you out of your own way, to get you moving so that you are prepared for like the real tests, like the real battles
Mhm.
when you do make moves. But you won't get there unless you can pass these just normal everyday ones.
All right, real quick. There's a story in the Bible, real quick, guys. Well, maybe V, you could say this. When Jesus went off to pray and he asked some of the disciples to pray with him, and every time he came back, they were asleep. Can you recite that story just really quickly?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple from what you said. It was actually the night before he was like arrested. And they all went into the garden to pray, and he asked his disciples to come pray with him. And they were all gung ho. They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna pray with you, and like we're here beside you." And he like Jesus was praying so intensely. It said he was like bleeding. And every time he'd go back to the disciples, like he'd find them sleeping, and they couldn't stay awake to pray. He kept waking them up too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Guys, that's crazy. That's crazy. How many of you guys have tried to pray and you fell asleep? I mean, I know I have. Come on now. Like y'all pray for like 10 seconds. You're like, oh, I'm sleeping. You know what I mean? 100%. Um, it's not just like spiritual. Like the thing that's gonna block you from elevating is your body, is your actual mind. Your mind and your body, your soul. It's not the spirit. Like your spirit's fine. Like your spirit wants to keep going all day. Your spirit wants to pray. Your spirit's like perfect, but your body is going to be the bottleneck. The body is the bottleneck. So like that's why it's so important that you strengthen that. Like these guys who go to church and these guys who are in the church or like who know the Bible up and down, I'm like, but you tap out like on just little things because your body isn't ready, your mind isn't ready. So we have to train it. So basically Jesus knew he was going to die, right? Jesus knew that he was going to go through all this stuff. So he's like, I need to pray. And not only do I need to pray, I need to have these guys pray with me. And the thing is that what you want to pray, how you want to pray is like, you want to pray that you have strength. And I know some of yours are going to be like, I need to pray for strength just to not eat this burger, this food, to wake up at a certain time. I'm talking about simple stuff. So what I'm trying to say is, temptation is going to come, and it's going to come in the form of comfort. And you're going to want to quit. You're going to want to eat. You're going to want to rest. You're going to want to, that's actually temptation, guys. Comfort actually blocks you from your blessing. Comfort. It really does. Does that make sense? Okay, so I just want to say this, and I don't know if this will make sense to you guys, but I know a lot of you guys are pushing. You're trying to push and you're trying to grow, but like that resistance, that burden is heavy. You cannot put the weight down, and that's why I brought up the example with Gilbert. Gilbert didn't let him put the weight down. Cesar was there too. He didn't let him put the weight down. When the weight gets heavy, you're gonna want to stop. It's just like, dude, like the gym is synonymous for this metaphor. It's perfect. When you got that weight on your back, you want to rack it, but don't, because you're not gonna burn that body fat. You're not gonna gain those muscles. It's the same thing with your elevation. You're going to want to seek comfort and then rack it. Don't do it, because spiritually you're blocking your blessing at that point. Are you guys hearing what I'm saying? Like the resistance that you're feeling would be like anxious, tired. I have all these things going on. I got bills. That's just resistance. The question is, what do you do? Do you fall into comfort and be like, well, I need rest? And then you start falling in this story of like, yeah, well, all these external things. What I want to tell you, what you should do is you have to learn how to position yourself. You have to learn how to position yourself. Am I making sense? Or am I just talking? Because I feel like you guys are going to get this and you're going to be like, oh, that was cool, whatever. whatever. I don't really, I mean, I'm gonna just keep going back to my bullshit. Come on now. Like I don't need like I don't need to know this, like to be honest with you. I need you guys to take notes and then take action. Because a lot of you guys are in the same spot for 10, 2 decades, 3 decades. I'm like, why? Because you keep putting the weight down. You're not getting stronger. You keep literally putting the weight down. You have to embrace the weight and be like, fuck it, let's go. So, like, the prayer is so key because look, hey, I don't know your guys' situations. I don't know all of your guys' situations. I know some of yours, but I'm like, hey, that's a great time for God to teach you something. That's a great time for you to tap in with God and you ask for strength. You ask for revelation. You ask to make that resistance lighter. Have you ever been running? I see Mark, he's running. Hey, the first 7 miles are hell. The next 7 miles are heaven. Come on now. Why? What happened there? Coach V, what do you think? What you got?
No, I personally love the talking to this group about how to become stronger and then using the weights as the example because it's so applicable, and I know all of you are working out, so you know exactly what we're talking about. But like the way you get stronger is you lift heavier loads. Like you get stronger by doing more reps. You get stronger by increasing the time under tension. Like think about that for just a second. Like one of the principles in like growing your muscles and getting stronger is like how much time can you have your muscles contracted under tension? And the same.
Hey, they'll think we're talking about fitness though.
I know, but I'm trying to like bring it back here. So for here, because like you just said just a second ago, coach, when the weight gets heavy, you quit. That's the problem when it's like, what problems do you guys have right now? Like think about all the problems that you keep giving up on, that you keep procrastinating on, that you keep avoiding. I know you have them. Those are the problems that, like, if you can increase your time under tension, like go face your problem for a little bit longer every single time, that's how you're going to be able to like overcome it. Same principle applies squats or those bills that you're trying to pay or the relationship that you're trying to fix. Like you're avoiding the time under tension.
Agreed. Like basically the way I see it is put it all on your back. It honestly gets put on your back regardless of whether you want it or not. Like all of you guys are here because you want to be better, because you want to grow, because you want more abundance. You want to build yourself. Well, guess what? You asked for it, and then that weight is going to come on top of you. Don't dish it off. Don't dish it off for your bed. Don't dish it off for food or for whatever other reason. Find a way to persevere through it. Because basically, God's, to me, it's not the devil. Like you guys think it's the devil, and it's not. The devil will come in there and be like, yeah, see, it'll start telling you lies like this. It'll be like, yeah, you shouldn't post on social media. Ain't nobody like that's the devil. That's the devil coming in to start trying to tell you a new lie. But as far as you feeling that burden, am I making sense? Like there's a burden on top of you to be like, hey, my family is counting on me. I gotta make money. I gotta do this. I gotta elevate. That's just resistance. That could be 100% from God. That's not the devil. Am I making sense? So what I'm saying is like really this is what I'm saying is you gotta know how to position yourself. You got to know, like, that's when you go into beast mode, and you just like, you get humble and you ask for strength, and you know, like, you're getting built. This is training. This is your training grounds. A lot of people are like, yeah, God's got me. I know one day it's gonna happen. Like, I know I'm destined for greatness. I'm like, how though? That's like expecting to lift what Cesar lifts on squats, 4 plates, and be like, I know I'm gonna get there, and you lift 1 plate on each side. I'm like, how? Bitch, where? Who? When? What have you gone through? Like, you have to go from like 1 plate, then to 2 plates, then to 3 plates, and then it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. And any of you guys who know like what it feels like to have 4 plates on your back, 5 plates on your back. I mean, shit, 1 plate on your back feels like 4 plates sometimes. It's all heavy. But like, guys, I guess what I'm saying is a little bit more spiritual than I'm giving off. It's like, you guys are savage saints. You guys are leaders. You guys are warriors. You're going to feel a burden to be more. That's a burden. That's resistance. But then guess what? The burden's going to be lifted at one point. That's when you just chill. You don't try to, you just enjoy. You thank God. You're just like, thank you. But like, if you wake up and you're like, fuck, damn it, like, I got it. There's work to be done. I'm better than this. Now you're stepping into, like, it's on your back. Am I making sense? There's days where you're like, hey, man, I'm dotting my I's, crossing my T's, X's and O's. I'm doing everything that I can. I feel amazing. Life is great. Just enjoy it. Hey, it's going to come back. You're going to feel some resistance in a bit. Don't worry. Just enjoy that. Enjoy life. You literally thank God at that point. But for me, I have all you guys. I have more people that I'm watching over. It's almost like a constant burden. And I'm like, well, great, more blessing, because I'm not going to quit. Like, no day is ordinary. No day is ordinary. Like, today was a special day for me. It was a normal day, but it wasn't a normal day. Every day, there's no normal days. You have to be able to read and pick up what the message is for yourself in a lot of different facets. And my message today was, do not fall into comfort. Brace, restrain yourself, like resist, put that weight on your back. Don't crack, because the blessing is on the other side. That doesn't mean that you have to like go balls to the wall and go run like Mark's doing. That could just be you in your room praying, you in your room locking in. Does that make sense? But guess what? When you do that, you probably will be like Mark, because you're like, you're ready. Like, everything seems light at that point. Am I making sense? Come on now. Coach V, what you got?
Yeah, man, it's so good because it makes me think about um like comfort does get us into a lot of trouble. And it reminds me of the story of King David. Every time we talk about comfort in this context, like, it reminds me of the story of King David when it says, King David, it was springtime when kings were supposed to go to war, but David decided to stay home. And that was the moment when he saw Bathsheba bathing on the roof, if any of you are familiar with that story. And that story of Bathsheba is just a story of comfort. He decided to stay home from what his purpose was. He took another man's wife and had an affair, and then got himself into a whole heap of trouble with that. Got in trouble with God, like, just a bunch of things happened, and like, from one choice to stay home in comfort.
Man. That's so bad. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Coach V, but King David, like, he lived a pretty flawless life up until that point.
He really did. Like he's known after a man after God's own heart. Like
That's his name. That's the name that means. David means that. Say it again, Coach V.
he's called the man after God's own heart. Um, and I mean, like God's promise to David was that the Messiah would come through his bloodline. So David had a lot of favor with God, like a lot of favor. But that one moment that really messed him up. He actually got punished for it.
Dang. You know, we talk about names a lot, guys, and this program, if you don't know it or not, is actually an identity program. It's an awareness program. It's a course correction program. It's a rock. We are the rock for a lot of you guys. But at the core, true transformation, it starts with your identity. And that's why I had Coach V say what the name meant, because names are big. Like, what does your name mean? Like that's how a lot of it's like all these like older generations, like they didn't even call them by their name. They called them by who they were. They're like, oh, man after God's own heart. A man after God's heart. Uh what was Peter? Okay, the rock. There's other people. Name a few off, Coach V, like Adam, like Eve, like Zebediah, like all the why do they have what why do they all have names? I think it means something.
Well, if you think about it, like every time you say someone's name, you're actually declaring that
Come
over.
on now.
So, um,
Come
I
on
mean,
now.
I don't know if I can remember uh everyone's name, but like Adam means like man. Eve means like mother of all living. Um, I mean, my kids all have biblical. I remember my kids is the name the meaning of their names. You guys probably have your kids' name meanings memorized too, but um yeah, like every time you say their name, you're declaring that meaning over them.
Right. The point is guys, I don't want you to get lost in the Bible. Okay? That's not what we're doing here. Please do not the Bible, you should be looking at, you're not gonna find you're like the point is like I want you to apply this. I want you to see the Bible in your own life. I want you to see the Bible in your own life. I don't really care that you know the stories. I care that you like see it in your own life, that you use it, that you apply it. Like, what's your name mean? What does your name mean? So every time you speak, you're all like, yeah, well, I always, I'm a sucker for chips. I'm a sucker for pizza. I'm talking about like low level stuff, okay? I'm like, a lot of you guys will let a cheeseburger and pizza get in front of millions of dollars. I'm like, hey, that's so funny. Millions of dollars is on this other side, but guess what's going to stop you? Here's the devil, temptation, comfort, because temptation is going to come in the form of comfort, and you're going to choose this bag of Doritos and these tacos and this Little Caesars pizza and some drinks, a Diet Coke. You throw a Diet Coke in there. I'm like, little did you know on the other side was millions of business, fulfillment. I'm like, come on, like we got to think a little bit bigger. Your habits follow your identity. So if you call yourself a certain name or think of yourself in a certain light, your habits are going to follow that. Does that make sense? Like I think they should teach this. These are like fundamental principles. They should teach these these are elementary. One thing that I've been working on a lot with Gilbert is don't let anybody steal your identity. Do not let anybody rob you of your identity. Your identity is yours. Your reputation is yours. But yeah, I mean, I think what I see from some of you or feel is I know you guys know some stuff, or at least I'm talking to a select few of you guys. I know you guys know some stuff, some biblical stuff, but you're cracking on the body. That's the part. You're cracking on the soul. And I'm like, reading more scripture is not going to help you. That's not the answer. Knowing more Bible stories does not help you. What do we do? What are we going to do? What are we going to do about this? Like, I could sit here and tell you a bunch of stuff, but I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna have to solve this like body, like the spirit of all the stuff that you know isn't going to be able to flow through you if the body is the bottleneck. And like you should take that as like God teaching you. Like think about it. If you were truly aware, God is teaching us all the time. He's the best mentor. But the thing is that a lot of you can't perceive it, you can't hear it. So you need a program like this, or you need other mentors, other people to really break it down. You need to see testimonies. That's why I love talking about Gilbert, because a guy who was on drugs, who was fat and out of shape, who had no money, he didn't have his family, got all of those back, made his first 10K, got ripped, got his family back, is off drugs. That's testimony, 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 testimony. You get to see it. That's the best way. If you guys want to like change people in your life, help people in your life, get a testimony. Like have a transformation. Am I making sense? That's the best way, guys. It's the best way. So anyway, I'm pretty much good, Coach V, unless you have anything else.
I'm just gonna say one thing, especially
Take your time. Take your time. Go
okay.
ahead.
I just want to say one thing, especially to the people who who you like we have a good amount of people who really are like spiritual and know the Bible. And this was something that I mean I grew up in the church from the time I was 15. So like and I didn't start working out until like 6 years ago. So I had a lot of time in the church before I ever started working on my body. And and I want to say this to you. I think that a lot of Christians neglect the body, like totally neglect the body. And I think one of the reasons why people neglect the body is because you think it's the same thing as flesh.
Oh, say that one more time. Come
You
on
know
now.
how like your flesh is like weak or your flesh is evil, your flesh is bad. Like you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like when the church talks about like the desires of the flesh. Your flesh and your body are two completely different things. And it's so important for you to know this because your body is a good thing. Your body is holy. Your body, somebody put it in like it's the temple, like however you want to make sense of it. Like your body is not your flesh. Your flesh are your desires. Your flesh are that
No
pull
desire.
towards comfort. Your flesh is that pull towards chocolate cake and pizza. Your flesh is the temptation for, all like pornography and like all that's your flesh. Your flesh and your body are two different things. And so if you really are a spiritual person, if you really are a spiritual person, one of the fruits of a spiritual person is self-control. You you and God will help you with self-control. But like
Come on now.
if you are a spiritual person, it should show in your body.
Yes.
It should show in your body because you as a spiritual person should be subduing your flesh, not ignoring your body.
But this is what they do, Coach V. This is what they do. They're like, God called me to fast. God called me to fast because they've been slipping for so long. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out because I might offend some of you. Okay. if you fast, guess what? If God really called you to fast, there better be a result. There's never ever a fast and no result. You feel what I'm saying? But this is why I know, this is how I know it's not true. They're full of shit. It's not, God did not call you to fast. It's that you've been slipping for fucking 8 years and you want to abolish it in a week. No, motherfucker. It don't work like that. No, no, no. And guess what? You're going to hear it from a spiritual person in the manner that I say it to tell you that's not true. Come on, can I get an amen in the chat? That's straight up. Straight up. Don't fast unless God really called you to fast. And you fast, guess what? You broke something and there's a result. Something truly happened. Because God never is going to tell you to do something and not yield a result. Did you ever see Jesus or anybody who had God on them like that do something and be like, all right, you're healed, and then the healing didn't take place? Nah, never, ever. God never laid hands on nobody and nothing not happened. So I'm not saying don't fast. If you think that, you're highly tripping. I'm saying if you better know for a fact that what you're doing is true. Because in all reality, guys, like if you really just want to lose weight and burn body fat, just hit the macros. You're actually living a fasted life, the closest thing to a fasted life by the macros that I gave all of you guys, unless you're on a bulk, which is very few of you. There's only a couple of you that are actually reverse dieting. All of you guys are, including myself, including Coach V, we're all in a subdued kind of place where we have to utilize self-control. Does that make sense, everybody? That's how you actually like get more spiritual, more tapped in, increase your blessing, is by not cracking on the comforts. If like, check it out, guys. If I know that I'm there and it's 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, and I'm like, one more conversation on Instagram, one more person I'm going to help today. You do that over the course of 3 months, you're going to make 20 grand, 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, whatever it may be. I'm just talking from my perspective. That could mean something else in your world, but like you're not breaking, you're not cracking. You just got to stay locked in. Does that make sense? It's like it's kind of like an eye for an eye, if you will. It's an eye for an eye. Like the world will give you exactly what you put in. There's no like you can't spiritually bypass any of this stuff. You literally, do you guys understand that? You can't spiritual bypass. You can't read the Bible and understand this and then not hit your macros and not listen to your conscience and not be obedient. Now you're spiritually bypassing. You're like, oh, well, I don't, I'm like above the body. You're not. You just can't. And that's why I brought up that story. I brought up the story of like Jesus went to pray and he's like, hey, I need you 3 to pray with me. And then he went to go check up on them and they were asleep. Dude, that's us. That's us right there. We crack on the food. We fall asleep on the food when we should have that bar on our back to being like, keep pushing, keep staying locked in. I hope that makes sense. I really do. I hope that makes sense. All right. Well, shoot. Good call. All right. Well, let's answer some questions. What you guys got? I'm super proud of a lot of you guys, to be honest with you. Like, man,